It's me, Joey Only, Caribou Weather Dude. And I was thinking this whole time, how can there be so much heat in British Columbia and have the forecast just say it's going to fizzle out with a whimper? Temps are just going to cool off. Well, that's not how things usually work, and that's not how it's going to work this time. We now have updated modeling showing for a outbreak of thunderstorms in British Columbia starting on Thursday, and this should be pretty good with all that heat. I expect some stories to come still, so this is early in the forecast modeling, so maybe things will change a little bit. This just gives you an idea of what it could look like when the time comes. So without much further ado, let's get to it. Here's planet Earth right now on earth.nullschool.net. Look at that, we got a hurricane down there in the Pacific, so that's a thing. And here we are in British Columbia. Where's our winds? Up the jet stream. Now you have a good look at where the jet stream is at the 500 hectopascal mark, so somewhere in the 25, 28, 30,000 foot mark. Go a little higher, we see that jet stream's pretty strong. We have this high pressure that's been just throwing the heat into British Columbia, especially along the coast, places that aren't quite used to it. So extreme heat down the United States. Jet stream is being very wonky. That's making for severe weather in the United States right now. Significant risk for severe weather down there, and especially say in this eastern area. So this jet stream has been the driver of our story this week. It's kind of trapped the heat in here in British Columbia, but it's also going to be what helps trigger this new change in the forecast. Surface temps in North America, very, very, very hot, all the way across the bottom, all the way up into British Columbia. And that is going to cycle in, and Tuesday being the hottest day, then we're going to see a little bit of a slide downward after that with a bang. So here's a look at where our jet stream sits on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Pretty high up in the north, up towards into the Yukon, slicing down through the northern Alberta into central Saskatchewan. Jump ahead to noon on Thursday. We see it's breaking up a little bit, and we have some lower jets going on. Friday at 1 p.m. we see that jet stream has slid down over British Columbia, so now that's going to help act as a trigger. And then we get this big, wide, crazy wonk by Saturday. So already at Thursday at 9 a.m. we're going to see some of these thunderstorm threats already ratcheting up. We got this nice bend in the isobars. That's a bit of a clue. Already Blue River, 9 a.m. Going to be pretty warm down there first thing in the morning, and we could see thunderstorms starting to trigger in the hills right away. So by 12 p.m. that starts to expand outwards. Just seeing lots of lightning, not a lot of rain in these places, so expect dry thunderstorms possibly. Like these guys around 70 Mile House, that's not a forecast for rain. All of that there is just lightning bolts and no rain forecast. The blue is where rain might be showing up. Thursday is definitely a central BC day for this multi-day outbreak. So by 3 p.m., we see kind of a wide swath. Kamloops right in it, Salmon Arm, Lytton, maybe Clearwater, maybe Avola, places south of Blue River, north of Revelstoke, south of Aylmount, down the trench there, south of Jasper. Alberta, you could see some pretty strong thunderstorms Thursday afternoon. Look at that up outside of Hinton. Bam. So BC, lots of lightning. 8 p.m., maybe a good show in the Rocky Mountains going on. Places like Barrier, Clearwater in the mountains, Clinton, maybe seeing lightning at that hour still. And a real nice show overnight in the Rocky Mountains there, all up the Rocky Mountain Trench. Should be a spectacular lightning and rain show at nighttime on Thursday. And that'll move out overnight and into Alberta. 4 a.m., maybe Seymour Arm, might be seeing some rain, might be seeing some lightning in there. I'm not seeing a lot of high convective available potential energy values yet. We may have to get closer to the day of to see that kind of thing, or it may not be there. So Friday at 12 p.m. now, that energy's kind of slid down and into southeastern British Columbia. So here's what we're going to be looking for on Friday. Some strong thunderstorms up in, between Golden and Invermere. So anybody in the Purcell Mountains there might be looking at something pretty good. Outside Kimberley, Caslow, you might be getting another good flashy show again. So we're really concerned for Southeastern Fire Center because it's definitely been very hot down there, very dry. We've already talked about that lots in my last bunch of videos, but now we have triggers for more fire activity. And we do know that things will cool off next week, but we still are expected to see at the top end of seasonal values. So strong thunderstorms, slow can, north of trail, and could see some of that in the lower South Chilcotin as well at that time, 4 p.m. on Friday. And that should more or less peter off into the night. Less chance of that nighttime risk, but maybe some overnight show still down by the cusp. They've already had some good nighttime shows there. Clearwater, maybe a nighttime thunderstorm. Up by Blue River, possibly a good chunk of rain, mixed precipitation, cooler temperatures at night coming into Saturday morning, and a little bit of merciful rain, maybe. I mean, Williams Lake, will you get it or not? I mean, that's really guessing at this point, but this more or less gives us an idea of what to expect. So Saturday being the day for the caribou especially. So we see by 4 p.m. All that area sort of west of Quesnel, but also Vancouver Island. And that is the one place I'm seeing high convective available potential energy values. And that was for Saturday along this stretch of the Coast Mountains and northern Vancouver Island. Possibly a little bit of thunderstorm activity in Terrace. So we'll be watching out for those ones on Saturday as well. And man, you're going to see some amazing thunderstorms in the prairies overnight, I think, Sunday morning. Cranbrook, you might get another round Sunday at 4 a.m. So we have possibly strong thunderstorms riding up. We got all kinds of bends in the isobars, right? So, you know, we know when we see those bends, it's always sort of bad news for thunderstorms. I mean, of course, I love thunderstorms. 9 a.m. on Sunday, big time Cranbrook. So this is something to be watching out for sure on Sunday. And we see there's going to be big time convective available potential energy values all through the United States. I mean, there's going to be some severe weather outbreaks that go on in the Dakotas, for example, Iowa, and that energy is going to be able to slide up through Montana and reach into southern Alberta, but also spread a little bit into Cranbrook as well, that area. So that's what we're looking at Sunday, is the chance for really powerful thunderstorm in that region of BC. That's at least the idea so far. And potentially Vancouver Island again. So southeastern BC Sunday, multi-day thunderstorm outbreak. And again, bad ones in the prairies as we go Sunday night, passing into Saskatchewan from Alberta. All that energy kind of scoots off. So we are not out of this yet at all. And even 6 a.m., temperatures in 17 degrees next week, Monday. So we see shortwave troughing forming out towards Revelstoke, you know, and we have that potential for strong thunderstorms. There may be some rain, though, at least in the forecast. So these are all updated forecasts. And, you know, things always change, right? And Brandon Houck was saying there's a potential for snow in the mountains. It looks like maybe that his forecast, which I didn't doubt, I just didn't have any information yet to indicate we may be seeing sort of a big pattern change next week as well. So southern BC, I mean, I think you're still going to stay warm primarily, but hey, if some of this rain comes into the caribou next week, that is going to make a huge difference for the central to north half of the province for our long-term fire outlook. So updated forecast, doing my best to try to give you the details as we know them, but the details change all the time. I mean, a butterfly flying around in Japan flaps its wings, and 3 weeks later we have a thunderstorm here in British Columbia. When there's this much heat, all it takes is for some instability to find itself, and we knew that was going to happen at some point when this hot weather broke down. It's just nobody knew how and when that was going to play out. Looks like now we're starting to get a pretty good idea. All right, please subscribe to the channel and keep coming back for more, because I'm doing my best to keep you updated. Thanks, everybody. Bye for now.